The menstrual cycle is a natural and continuous biological process in the female body that prepares it each month for the possibility of pregnancy, and although it is commonly described as a 28-day cycle, its length can vary from person to person depending on hormonal balance and overall health. The cycle begins with the menstrual phase, often referred to as the period, during which the uterus sheds its inner lining, known as the endometrium, resulting in bleeding that typically lasts from 3 to 7 days. And during this time, hormone levels, especially estrogen and progesterone, are at their lowest, signaling the body to reset and start a new cycle. Following this phase, the follicular phase begins, driven by signals from the brain as the pituitary gland releases follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH, which stimulates the ovaries to produce several follicles, each containing an immature egg, and as these follicles develop, one becomes dominant, while the others gradually regress, while at the same time rising estrogen levels trigger the rebuilding and thickening of the uterine lining, making it rich in blood vessels and nutrients in preparation for a possible pregnancy. As estrogen continues to increase, it eventually leads to a surge in luteinizing hormone, or LH, which triggers ovulation, the most critical phase of the cycle, during which the dominant follicle ruptures and releases a mature egg from the ovary, and this egg is then gently captured by the finger-like projections of the fallopian tube, called fimbriae, and begins its journey toward the uterus. Ovulation typically occurs around the middle of the cycle and marks the most fertile window, as the egg remains viable for only about 12 to 24 hours, but sperm can survive in the reproductive tract for several days, increasing the chances of fertilization if intercourse occurs around this time. If sperm successfully meets the egg within the fallopian tube, fertilization occurs, forming a zygote that begins rapid cell division as it travels toward the uterus, eventually becoming a blastocyst that may implant into the thickened uterine lining, initiating pregnancy. However, if fertilization does not occur, the egg will degenerate and be reabsorbed by the body, and the cycle then moves into the luteal phase, during which the ruptured follicle transforms into the corpus luteum, a temporary endocrine structure that secretes progesterone, as a hormone essential for maintaining the uterine lining and creating a stable environment for potential implantation. Progesterone works to further thicken the endometrium and prevent it from shedding prematurely, but if no pregnancy occurs, the corpus luteum gradually breaks down, leading to a sharp decline in both progesterone and estrogen levels, and this hormonal drop causes the uterine lining to lose support and begin to shed, resulting once again in menstruation and the start of a new cycle. Throughout this entire process, the menstrual cycle is carefully regulated by a complex interaction between the brain, the endocrine system, and the reproductive organs, involving precise hormonal signaling that ensures each phase occurs in the correct sequence and timing. In addition to its reproductive function, the cycle can also influence physical and emotional changes, including variations in energy levels, mood, and body temperature, which are all linked to hormonal fluctuations. Understanding the menstrual cycle not only helps in recognizing fertility patterns and reproductive health, but also provides valuable insight into how the body maintains balance and responds to internal signals, highlighting the remarkable coordination and adaptability of the female reproductive system as it continuously prepares for the possibility of new life each month.